then, you minus your cost, that's a $900 profit. Some items are going to be more than $300, more than $3, excuse me. So, it evens out to where you could probably make and walk away clean with $1,500 profit, on a $600 investment, fast. And these are name brand products. This is what these people are doing. I mean, they get, of course, from the companies themselves, but you got to understand it's a lot of overstock. That's why there's a whole, company called overstock.com. It's a lot of overstock. There's a lot of places that do this. eBay as well. You have eBay. I just gave you an example of 500 units, pieces for 600, but you can go on eBay and get 500 for like $250, $275, something like that, of, same kind of stuff. May it be cosmetics. And in this case, you have a lot of hair care products and, combs and a whole lot of hair accessories to where, for $200, that's robbery. They're giving it away. And you got 500 pieces. Even if you sold them all for $1, you double your money. But they're worth more than $1. You sell it for $2 each. Come on. The money is right there. The thing that you can do is, one, you can go ahead and make a quick flip if you want. You can go ahead and buy that stuff for $200, whatever it costs, and go ahead and just resell it right back on eBay for $500. And say, here's 500 pieces, and I'm selling for $1 each, and you just made your money right there. There's a lot of different things you can do. There's a lot of different ways you can look at wholesale as being a way to really generate a lot of money and utilize the internet to do so by understanding. You can set up these online stores for free. That's a lot of templates. You have Wix. You have so many sites that cater to this very thing, because there's so much wholesale out there that we have no clue about these markets and how to go in there and get this merchandise that we consume and sell it ourselves instead of us watching, everybody else make millions. So now there are many other ways why this stuff is important. As I gave you those steps in part 1 about trying to, repair your credit. If all this is done and your credit is fine, it's not, super low, it's near 600 or over 600, then you cool. If you have your savings and everything like that, if you can, begin these steps, you're fine. Part 1 was for you to set yourself up. Now in part 2, it's time to make some money. So now I gave you those examples. I'm gonna give you some more. But understanding, one, that when you start establishing this stuff, and it's a business, it's a company, so you want to go ahead and do everything legit. Get an LLC, business license, and everything. You can get the whole package done on LegalZoom. LegalZoom will give you a whole package for your LLC, your business license, your TIN number, and everything like that. And you can begin to use that number as your operating number instead of your actual social. Once you have one of those numbers, all the doors open. I do not spend my money. I can't remember the last time I spent my money. I don't spend my money. Now, I have credit cards, multiple credit cards. And in fact, probably the only time I've used my money or spent my money was to probably, pay credit card bills. But the thing is, once you set up your LLC and you got your business license and everything like that, they will basically throw credit cards at you like paper. The problem is a lot of you thinking about your own personal credit, which you can begin repairing. But even if your score is low, once you establish that business account, that LLC, and start getting into your business and having that business account, because you'll set all that up and have your business license and your LLC, and you got your company name or whatever you're going to be operating under, they're going to come at you fast. This is how people have money. Like, I know you see it all the time. You're like, how do these people got money? You come out the door and you see so many people, a new car just came out. Everybody got it all of a sudden. How are they able to do that? How are people able to generate this wealth? How is it that fucking white people can afford to go live far away from us and pay 3 times the rent that we paying? What's going on at a job that like, how are they making all this money? What's going on? You got to understand how to use the system and how the stuff works and how to make it work for you. Because nobody is teaching us this, because now we've become so conscious and we just like, fuck everything. And you still have to survive. And the whole thing is, one, we need to be successful and we got to start generating these businesses and this wealth so that we can be. The revolution must be funded. Now, when I say that, a lot of people thinking about, I'm talking about myself. I'm just saying this because I want y'all to give me money. I'm saying this because it must be funded, meaning you must have money. You must be successful. We all must be successful in order to get through this thing. So it must be funded, and we have to fund it ourselves. But you got to understand how to get the money, how to put yourself in position to make this money and use the system. Don't worry about the products. Don't worry about, any type of cosmetics or these corporations, whatever you might be working with or selling their products. Forget that. They're milking us anyway. We might as well milk them to get rich exactly like they are, because they're getting rich off us like crazy. So you need to understand how this stuff works. So with credit, you're going to get it. And when you get your LLC, they're going to throw the cards at you. You'll be fine. And that's what I use because, I'm good for it and they see that. So once you start generating really good sales, and if you start doing really well, depending on how hard you work at doing something like this, it'll come in, it'll actually come in, sooner than that. So there you'll have a leg up already, having the credit cards come in, whatever, you spend, and you make sure you pay it off and keep your business credit good always, because it's everything. And as long as you're doing that, then they'll keep upping your limit and you'll be good. And this is how you really use the system and utilize it. See, we stuck in this mindset, and as I said, it's a game. It's a game, and they're showing you everything you need to see to cripple yourself, to say, well, the white man ain't gonna let us get ahead. We're not gonna be able to do this and that. And the people who can see past all this stuff is seeing that, this shit is about money. Because when you got the money and you're successful and you're doing correct, it's a lot of doors that's gonna open for you. Once you really start getting into this thing, and really understanding how to work with wholesale and start getting this stuff, because that's what everybody is doing. That's the name of the game. A store, all these stores you're buying from is not buying this stuff for the same price they're selling it to you. So if they can get it at a freaking, discount or wholesale price, why can't you? Why don't you have that same mindset to do the same thing that they're doing, to go ahead and start selling? And now with the internet and these fulfillment companies that's everywhere, especially now that Amazon has one, it's just more easy. It's easy. If you're using PayPal, again, first of all, you got the credit cards coming in, and if you're doing well and everything's fine with your credit, you can go ahead with PayPal. PayPal will give you a credit card, but you should be fine. And then the good thing that PayPal does, which is why I use PayPal, and which is why I'm telling you guys to make sure you use it if you start a business like this, is because PayPal is going to handle all your sales. So if all your checkouts is dealing with PayPal, PayPal is going to take a little percentage off of every sale. It's like $1 or $2, depending on how much it is. If it's like, $1, of course, they're going to take cents, and that's fine. But PayPal is going to really register and take a note of how much money you bringing in and generating. When you reach a certain amount of sales, let's say you make $20,000 a year, $100,000 a year, what have you, PayPal will basically give you a loan. And it's called PayPal Working Capital. And I use it myself because it's just smart to do. Now, PayPal Working Capital, what it does is, based upon how much the amount of money you made within that year. So let's say you open your store up, January. So I'm putting this out in January for a reason, because I want you guys to get on this. Now, at the end of the year or January next year, when I do my next video and show you what I made this year using exactly what I'm telling you here, but I'm going to triple my worth, and I'm going to show you exactly, because we're going to get right back into this at the end of the year. But what they do is, let's say you started this year, January, or you start February, you get your income tax money, you start doing something like this. And you'll go through this whole year. Now, next year, around this time, what they'll do is go ahead and analyze that year and everything that you made, how much money you had coming in, and it will offer you a loan based off of that money. And you won't have to talk to nobody. You don't got to sign no papers. All you got to do is pick how much money you want. That's all. So, it'll pop up there. Let's say they offer you max $30,000. You can pick up to that point. And what they'll do is they will take a percentage of your sale based upon the amount that you take. Now, if you take the max, I believe it's 30% of your sales. You take under that, you'll have to pay back more money, of course, but you get to keep, the bulk of your money of your sales. So let's say if you choose 10% that they take to pay back the loan, your loan is going to be more money. So let's say you get $30,000, but you only want to pay 10% back per sale. Then you're probably going to have to pay damn near double, probably like 50,000 on that 30,000 loan. So stuff like that. So you pay 30%, you pay the loan off faster. One, you get a lower, interest rate. You get a lower amount you have to pay back. I remember probably the first loan I took for about 12,000, and I paid back 30%. So I ended up owing 13,300 and some change, something like that. So only 1,000 something they charged me on a $12,000 loan, and I don't have to pay it back with no crazy monthly payments. They take 30%. So if I sell something that's $1, they take 30 cents. I keep 70. So it was a fair deal to me, because now I have this big chunk of change I'm sitting on, 12 grand, and I'm still making money at the same time. So these are the type of things that you can do, and this is what companies and businesses do. They don't use their own money. They don't spend their money. They get loans and they get credit, and boom, they'll have all that. But at the same time, they're still generating real wealth, real money that they can go put in their savings account and have it sit there and pinch off it little by little just to pay down their debt. This is what I do. This is how I live. It's my way of life. And if I wanted to pay off all my credit and everything like that right now, I could pay it off and still have a lot of money. But it's a system that you got to learn how to work and learn, how to really get in and stop really getting caught up in so much, garbage. Like, we have to, at this point, we all want to say, let's unite, let's be conscious, let's come together, Black power and all this and that. And we do that in a sense that we know, spiritually we right, and we think, spiritually we're going to be able to just do something magical. And it's not the case. We individually have to get our shit together and start generating money. Plain and simple, start generating wealth. That's going to be the way we win, the only way. We got to get successful first. We got to get conscious and successful, and have a conscious, successful Black people that's going to be able to do major things in the future. Once we get that out the way, everything else will take care of itself. So now when you're on the Facebook timeline, what do you see? You see a lot of ads for people selling stuff. Shirts, hats, all kinds of stuff now, because the internet is the way. And the whole thing is, it's really the war, the battle over advertising, because that's what it's about. Since there's so many different people or companies that have online sales and sell stuff online, it's really the battle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And a lot of people don't understand this. Advertising is everything. It is the money. And the reason why MySpace basically had to revamp and change everything is because they raped themselves. They had whoever, started Tom or whatever it was, who started it, really sold himself short, and allowing people to really have 1 million followers, 1 million friends for what? You are a nobody. What do you need 1 million friends for? That's 1 million people who you can solicit. And that was the issue. And that's, as I said, I was that dude. If you seen really crazy, cool MySpace pages, I probably did it. I was making a killing designing professional MySpace pages for all kinds of people and artists. So I was doing well with that. And, until they changed the whole platform. But, the marketing, the money they lost was just crazy, because they just basically freely gave people access to thousands of people to sell stuff. So people was making a lot of money. So when Facebook came out, Facebook put that cap on how many friends you can have. That was one, because they ain't stupid. And then they had all of the advertisers come in and start paying them money to advertise to all these people who are now joining Facebook. And that is the thing.